got a lot going on here at the Conservative Political Action Convention here. And it's interesting, you got thousands of people here, and basically these CPAC conventions, which happen each year, normally they do have them here at the Gaylord. They did not have that here a few years ago during the virus, but you've got virtually anyone and everyone here. You've got people from the general population. You've got activists who are here. You've got senators and governors, TV personalities, media personalities, podcasters, and so on. And what happens essentially at a CPAC conference is to sort of, push the Republican message, push the conservative message, but also while these conventions are going on, you end up having workshops, and you end up having sometimes these straw polls and people splitting up in groups to talk about different kinds of issues that Republicans are concerned about. And that way they can sort of find out where people are standing and so on and so forth. Sometimes there'll be some controversial situations within the Conservative Party. They've had some interesting speakers. Well, so far we've had the Vice President, VP Vance, speaking today. Actually was interviewed by Mercedes Schlapp, who's a former White House communications director, and pretty much talking a lot about what President Trump has been talking about over the past year and certainly the past 30 days as they've been moving at lightning speed with executive orders and so on. But Vice President talking about conservative values, lower taxes, safety and security, certainly the border. He was asked about Ukraine and some of the comments he made at the Munich conference. But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hey, what are the other big names out there, Philip, today,
yep.
And what are they talking about?
Well, interesting. We got some big names that are also speaking. Liz Truss, the former Prime Minister of Great Britain. But we also have a special guest here today. We've got Laddie Thompson. Step forward, Laddie. Nice to have you here. And Laddie Thompson is the Deputy Secretary General at conference. And Laddie, I really want to find out what brings you here.
What brings me here? Now listen to this. Trump is a phenomenon. And I'm here to let America know there's a lot more to Trump than the American Trump. Now we would like you to know one thing for sure. Trump is much bigger than everything I've heard so far that's going on in America. We'd like to say this quickly. There's a time when people like Kaplan, Francis Fukuyama, we had Kissinger, we had Huntington talk about the post-Cold War era and what will come next. Nobody saw Trump coming. This is a global game changer. And we say this because the founding fathers of America laid a foundation that is unique. And we want to let you know in America that the fact that all men are created equal is never and was never an American preserve. It was always a universal application. And America is a nation that has a date with destiny. Okay? And we are here because we've recognized that America sort of went offline, for a season. And we were really scared, watching from all over the world, seeing America like go into relativism, existentialist, all sorts of nihilistic doctrines.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden here comes Trump, who is a creationist,
right,
who brings you back to the foundation that's going to help the world.
Let me ask you that real quickly. Are you, your Deputy Secretary General of the African Union,
yep,
very quickly in about 15 seconds, what is it you want to see going forward with this administration?
Good.
In 10 seconds, if you can.
Once the swamp has been drained, America is going to find out that the next step is this. We need to export the dream.
To?
Export the dream to Africa, to the nations of the world. Listen, there are only two types of nations on the face of the earth. Those who build on the fact that men are not born equal.
All right, but and
America.
But what essentially would you say when you travel around?
Dream.
Okay.
Export the dream. Export the unique foundation that America has. Its definition is not geographical. Its definition is not lingual.
Okay.
And we need you to export the dream, export that foundation, and that unique model of governance.
All right. This is Laddie Thompson, the Deputy Secretary General from the African Union. We're here at the CPAC conference here in Oxon Hill, Maryland. Back to you, Esther. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Philip.